Looks like it's Friday. My week was great, and here's why. Matt the Man Haran's mom sent me a Tupperware full of these homemade Oreos. They're probably the best thing I've ever eaten, and anytime I felt down this week, gone back to my dorm and great. Best way to spend my week. It's the first Friday in No Shave November, and it also happens to be that time of the month where I have to take my contacts out and wear glasses for a day, so you get to see me in glasses. I guess that's kind of cool. Not only did I get homemade Oreos this week, but I also bought the new Weezer album, and it's actually good enough that I'm glad I bought it instead of pirating it. You know, there's some albums where I buy it and I'm just like, I should have just pirated that. It wasn't worth $13 or whatever. The Weezer album was definitely worth the money that I paid for it, which was $9.99 on iTunes, so that's cool. Basically what I'm saying is go buy Ratitude. Yesterday I took a Calc 2 midterm. It only took me like 30 minutes instead of the hour it's supposed to take, but I really felt confident, so hopefully that means I did well instead of I didn't actually understand anything and I got all of them wrong. So Luke's got 2 questions this week, and for the first one, would I like to know the time of my death? And I'm going to say I would, and here's why. If I know the exact time I die, I'm going to plan it out so that when I do die, I'm doing something awesome. Maybe I just pulled the parachute as I'm skydiving, and now I'm floating looking down on Earth from above, and I just die right there. That would be awesome. You know? So that's why I would want to know my time of death. I wouldn't know how I died, and that's what I would do, is I would make my death memorable and exciting so that I didn't go out, you know, in the hospital, oh, I've got cancer. I wouldn't want that. I'd want to know and plan ahead to make it worth it. Luke's question for this week, I would definitely go ahead and just be beautiful, even if it took 40 years off my life, because there's so many studies that have proven this. Just being beautiful, you get so much farther in life than someone with equal skills that's really ugly. And since I'm shallow like that, I'd go ahead and be beautiful, even if I died 40 years earlier. So Keith's question, you know, if the CIA came and hired me for a terrorist killing mission, give me $5 million a year, I wouldn't do it. Mostly for the same reasons that Rob's noted. I couldn't do that to all the people that I know and love. That'd be kind of a dick move. So even with that exorbitant sum of money, I still would not go on a terrorist killing mission. Rob's coming off my answer to your question last week where I need to take the initiative. I'm going to go ahead and say that loving and losing is a better alternative than not loving at all. And that's basically because of the experience of love, which is a great life experience that should be experienced, and I use the word experience way too often. Kanananananer's got 2 questions this week. The first one, would I rather leave my friends, family behind, everything, go for what I've always dreamed of, lose all my friends, have limited contact with my family, or would I keep my friends and family that I have now, but wind up in a dead-end job, never doing what I dreamed of while I was a kid, never vacationing where I wanted to vacation? And I would say that I would drop friends, family for a time and go for what I've always dreamed of doing. So Connor's second question is a doozy. So Connor wants to know, when people know something's bad, they know it's wrong, why do they keep doing it anyway? I would say a lot of it has to do with peer pressure. You know, that gang rape that happened in Southern California a week or 2 ago, a lot of the news articles that I was reading about it mentioned the bystander effect a lot, where as a group of people increases around a crime, the chances that one of them is going to call the cops decreases, because nobody in the group wants to be forever branded that guy, the guy that ruined the fun by calling the cops. And that has to do a lot with peer pressure. You don't want to be seen as uncool in the eyes of all your friends, things like that, and that's why they perpetuate the wrongdoing. So there's your answer, Connor. My question to the GQs for this week is, what has been your least favorite class so far this semester? Not necessarily the hardest, least favorite. And for me, I'm going to have to go ahead and say my chemical engineering seminar. It's a 1-credit class, and the only grade in the class is showing up, and then at the very end we have to write a 2-page paper about what we talked about all year. So it's a waste of 50 minutes in the middle of my Thursday, and by now I'm kind of getting sick of just sitting there kind of paying attention but not really, because honestly it's not a difficult class, and I'm pretty angry that I have to spend 50 minutes in the middle of my Thursday afternoon not doing homework but just sitting in a lecture hall not learning anything. So there you have it. That's the end of this Friday's video. I'm excited to hear everybody's answers. I'm excited to see everybody's facial hair, and I hope you guys have a rockin' weekend. One last thing, GQ viewers, tell your friends if you're going to be in Sioux Falls. Tuesday Keith, myself, we're going to be running in the community race at the Nike Heartland Regional Race next Saturday, the 14th. And our race is scheduled for 12:30, so head out to Yankton Trails in Sioux Falls a little bit before 12:30. You want to make sure you get a good parking spot, you get a good spot to cheer for us during the race. We'll be running over some whoop-de-doos, jumping over some hay bales, and it should be a really good time. So just come out, cheer for us, support your GQs.
Coming home again. Do you think about me now and then? Yeah.